people in the house. Gather in, my people, gather in. This is the United States private enterprise free state with another public announcement. Us PEEFs. Check it. USPEFS is the acronym for the state, United States private enterprise free state. We got another public announcement, y'all, so you're going to have to get your pen, get your papers. Let's get the notebooks. We're going to be writing some very important information. Did you not see the title? I know you saw the title. The title is Uncertificated versus Certificated Stock or Securities. And we're going to get into a whole bunch of what really is it? Okay, so my people, let's get into this live. Okay, this live, gather in. I don't know where y'all at. Maybe y'all at work. You don't know, but it doesn't matter because sooner or later you will tune in because we got paperwork up the yin yang, my people. Now we got all that paperwork on the BC, which is the certificate of birth. You need that information, get at us. We got that information on don't own land or real property. Get with us. We can get your documents on file. 407-300-5377, because that is what we do, okay? We are in the business of setting ourselves free. So basically, do you know what a certificated security is? Do you know what an uncertificated security is? We are taking a deep dive because there was a guru that dropped something this week on Monday. Let's get with this right now, my people. Now, what your state is depends on your uncertificated or certificated security or stock. So, a certificated security, a security represented by a physical certificate, a paper stock certificate issued by a corporation. Uncertificated security, a security that exists only as an electronic registration on the issuer's books. Shares held electronically by a corporation's transfer agent. Certificated securities account, a securities account that holds one or more physical security certificates through a broker or custodian. A paper stock certificates in safekeeping. Uncertificated securities account, a securities account holding only electronically recorded securities. Most modern brokerage accounts fall into this category. A brokerage account containing stocks and EFTs held electronically. Now, certificated security, physical paper certificate, ownership can be often transferred by endorsing and delivering the certificate subject to applicable law. Uncertificated security, no paper certificate exists. Ownership is reflected in electronic records maintained by the issuer or the transfer agent. Securities account, a legal account maintained by a securities intermediary, such as a broker or bank, in which investment securities are credited. The account itself is distinct from the securities it contains. Now, for example, New York has adopted UCC Article 8, which governs investment securities under these rules. A stock certificate issued by a corporation is typically a certified security. Electronically held shares in a brokerage account are generally uncertificated securities. A brokerage account at a securities intermediary is a securities account, whether it holds certificated or uncertificated securities. What these terms do not generally include. Now, for example, under New York law, a birth certificate is not a certificated security. Can we say this again? Under New York law, a birth certificate is not a certificated security. A social security card or social security number is not an uncertificated security. A driver's license, passport, or certificate of birth is not treated as an Article 8 investment security. Now, if your interest is in how these definitions interact with the UCC, Article 8 and Article 9 secure transactions or trust and estate planning, let's dive in, my people. The relationship between UCC Article 8 and UCC Article 9 is important because Article 8 defines many types of investment property, while Article 9 governs how security interests in that property are created and perfected. So basically, let's simplify it. Property, paper stock certificate, Article 8 classification, certificated security, Article 9 treatment. A lender can take a security interest in it. Electronic shares, uncertificated security. A lender can take a security investment in them. Brokerage account, securities account can serve as collateral under Article 9. Security entitlement can also be collateral under Article 9. Now, Article 8 establishes what qualifies as a security, who the registered agent is, how ownership is transferred, how security accounts and security entitlements work. Article 9 governs creating a security interest in collateral, perfecting that security interest often by filing a UCC-1 financing statement or obtaining control depending on the collateral. Priority between competing creditors. Enforcement if the debtor defaults. For example, in New York, if someone owns shares of stock, if they have a paper certificate, it generally is a certificated security. If the shares exist only electronically, they are generally an uncertificated security. If the shares are held through a broker, the brokerage account is a securities account, and the owner's interest is typically a security entitlement under Article 8. These concepts are used for investment assets, such as corporate stock, bonds, mutual funds, and similar financial instruments. They do not classify vital records, such as birth certificates or social security cards, as Article 8 securities. Now, if your goal, my people, is to understand how Article 8 and Article 9, for example, in New York, trust or estate law relate to assets held by a trust, let's take a deep dive. Now, a New York trust, the legal framework generally works like this, my people. A trust is a legal relationship It can own or hold investments in many types of property, including real bank accounts, vehicles if transferred properly, stocks and bonds, business interests. Investment securities, Article 8, if a trust owns investments, paper stock certificate, certificated security, electronic shares, uncertificated security, brokerage account, securities account, trust beneficial interest in securities held through the broker, security entitlement, secure trans Article 9. If trust pledges those investment assets as collateral for a loan, Article 9 governs attachment of the security interests. Perfection, often by filing or by control, depending on the asset. Priority among creditors. Enforcement upon default. Public records. Different assets are recorded in different places. Real estate, county land records. UCC collateral, New York UCC filing system for many types of personal property. Corporate ownership, corporation stock ledger or transfer agent. Brokerage securities, securities intermediaries records. Recording a document in county land records generally does not change the legal classification of an investment security under Article 8. Now, how are you applying this to your situation and the state that you live in? Give us a call, get a consultation, 407 300 5377. Okay, we are the United States Private Enterprise Free State. The acronym US PEEFS, USPEFS, US PEEFS. That's what's up, my people. Now, basically, what is your objective? Okay, is it to organize your trust ownership of assets such as your corporation, vehicle, bank accounts, or investment accounts? We can help you with that. Okay. Now, what is your goal? Is your goal to have your trust legally owned or hold interest in assets? The process depends on the type of asset. Okay. So real estate, transfer ownership by deed to the trust or use another legally recognized method depending on your circumstances. Not another guru's circumstance. It's your circumstance and the state that you're in, depending on your jurisdiction. Record the deed with the appropriate counting recording office. Motor vehicles. Follow your state's motor vehicle title procedures to transfer title to the trust if permitted and appropriate. Okay? Now, if there is an existing lender's lien, the lender's rights remain unless they agree to your changes. Bank and brokerage accounts. Contact the financial institution, the bank, complete its trust account or change of ownership forms. The institution updates its records to reflect the trust or trustee if approved. Corporation or LLC interests. Update the company's ownership records according to the corporate or LLC law. For stock certificates, issue or endorse them to the trust if appropriate. For uncertificated shares, update the issuer's stock ledger. Personal property. Many trusts use an assignment of personal property to transfer eligible items into the trust. Get with us if you need to learn how to transfer your property into the trust properly. We do that here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State. We can walk through in session, get a consultation, 407 300 7.7. Now, if you're acting as trustee, and it is also common to keep you have to keep a signed trust agreement, okay? A certificate or memorandum of trust when appropriate, an inventory or schedule of trust assets, a Schedule A, records showing when and how each asset was transferred into the trust. This creates a clear chain of ownership and administration. This is where a lot of people are lacking when they're trying to transfer property into the trust, so that the trust owns the mortgage, the house, the interest, okay, the car, the vehicle, the assets, the monetary mineral assets, the land assets, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the palladium, the precious metals, the precious minerals. Now, if your focus is specifically on your trust, we can show you that. Okay, 407-300-5377. Get a consultation. Now, basically, an asset based on the formation of your corporation in whatever state you live in, okay, typically the evidence of trust ownership or the interest is the stock ledger, the stock certificate, stockholder, the resolution transferring your corporation, then that vehicle title issued on the name of the trust or the trustee, if transferred and accepted by the motor vehicle agency, DMV, in your state. Okay, now where the records are kept, it's the motor vehicle title records. That's DMV, directly in your state. So you would have to take all your paperwork to DMV. Now, bank accounts. Now, the bank account agreement or retitling your documents, identifying the trust or trustee. So it's basically you have to retitle when you're going in with your bank accounts. You're retitling your bank account either to the trust name or the trustee's name. Now, where are these records kept? They're bank records. So you're going in, you're booking an appointment with your banker, and you're going to go in with your trust and whatever other documents that you have. Now, investment accounts. The brokerage account records identifying the trust securities held as certificated or uncertificated securities under Article 8. So you go and read Article 8 about what you're doing. You apply it to your situation, nobody else's situation, your situation. Where are these, where is this all kept? Broker or securities intermediary, because that's the investment accounts. So it's at the intermediary or with the broker. And brokers are in banks. Now, the property is recorded with the county. So is this held? County land records. Property, then we can show you how to get it on land records property. But you have to give us a call, book the consultation. Now, we got other distinctions right now. So the county land records are generally used for interest in real property and certain notices affecting real property. A UC1 financing gives public notice of a claimed security interest in certain personal property, but it does not itself transfer ownership of collateral. Of corporate stock or brokerage assets is determined primarily by the issuer's records or the securities intermediary's records, not by the county land records. Now, so basically, Before recording trust-related documents, you can create a public record online with those documents. So let's take a deeper dive, my people. What is your objective? If you have any objectives, put them in the chat. So if your objective is typically your corporation, vehicle, bank account, precious metals, insurance policies, business interests, investment accounts. So you would have to explain it to us in a consultation, what your goals are, what you're trying to do. Now, basically, depending on your state, the version of your Uniform Commercial Code Article 8 securities generally exists in two forms, certificated and uncertificated. Forms of certificated securities, these are represented by physical certificate issued by the issuer. Now, examples are paper stock certificates, paper bond certificates, paper certificates of deposit when issued as investment securities, certain paper investment certificates issued by corporations or governments. Now, what are the characteristics, my people? A physical certificate exists. The certificate identifies the issuer, owner, and number or amount of security. Transfers may require endorsement and delivery depending on the security and applicable law. Forms of uncertificated securities. These exist only as electronic records on the issuer's books or through a securities intermediary. Examples include electronically registered corporate stock, electronically municipal or corporate bonds, municipal fund shares, exchange traded fund EFT shares, most publicly traded securities held in brokerage accounts. Characteristics: no paper certificate exists. Ownership is evidenced by electronic records. Transfers occur through book entry or electronic registration. Securities accounts. Whether a security is certificated or uncertificated, it may be held in a securities account, such as a brokerage account, a custodial investment account, a trust investment account. What is generally not an Article 8 security? The following are generally not considered certificated or uncertificated securities under Article 8. Birth certificates, social security cards or social security numbers, driver's license, passport, vehicle titles, deeds to real property. Those documents are governed by other areas of law, not by the investment securities provisions of Article 8. If you're interested, I can also explain the distinction now. You have to give us a call, my people. You got to give us a call. Okay? Give us a call. Give us a call. Give us a call, my people. Okay. So you got to give us a call, my people, so that you can get this consultation and get the paperwork right. Now, a certificated security certificate, and security entitlement. Okay. So basically, recording an endorsement cover page. So you need a cover page. A cover page is always created. So you're either going to have to go find the cover page to the courthouse down at the county that you're going to if you want to get your paperwork recorded. They're not going to accept anything without a recording and endorsement cover page. You will get turned away quickly. Okay? Now, you're gonna have all your all your certificates. You have to have all your paperwork, all your documents. Everything is gonna be notated in your cover page. Okay? We'll give you a walkthrough on how to do that. We'll help you find these cover pages that you need. Okay? The right cover pages. You can't just get any cover page and walk down in the county and try to record a trust. They're going to turn you away. Okay? Now, basically, the cover page shows that, it's registered. It needs to be registered into their records. So the county will either accept it or they won't record it. It depends on how you fill out a cover page. So if anything is wrong, the clerk at the county is not going to tell you what's wrong unless you ask them, and they can't give you any information because that could be wrong information and they could be held liable and the county could be sued for that. That's why they can't give you information. They could just say, we don't do that. And you have to find another way or correct what you did. And a lot of people don't know how to fill out a cover page to present it down to the county clerk. A lot of people don't know how to fill it out. And that's why they can't get anything filed. So give us a call. We'll give you that consultation. Now, a recording by itself, does not make a document certificated security under UCC Article 8. You have to have real property. But if you don't have real property, we're showing you how to get it recorded without real property. Give us a call, 407-300-5377, and get a consultation. Now, it's different legal concepts. So, recorded certificate, a document filed in the county land records to provide public notice. Certificated security, UCC Article 8, a financial investment security such as a paper stock certificate or bond certificate issued by an issuer and governed by Article 8. You have to go read Article 8, Article 9, and Article 3 for real, because it's going to show you and teach you some stuff that you don't know. And then there's a whole lot of other stuff that you need to know. And we do that here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State. We're giving you game, my people. We're giving you game. Okay? We're giving you game. If got to get up on this game here, because the county clerk, they're not going to tell you a damn thing, because you're supposed to know it when you go down into the county. You're supposed to know everything that you're filing, how to file it, how much it costs, yada. You're supposed to know. And if you don't know, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Straight up. When you're doing this process and you're studying law, that's why they say ignorance of the law is no excuse, my people. Now, so if y'all need help, y'all need to explain it step by step, give you a walkthrough, take you into these portals, show you how to do it. 407-300-5377. Book that consultation, okay? The consultation is not expensive at all. Now, what recording generally accomplishes, my people, is that a recording a document creates a public record that the document was filed. All you need is for the document, for the evidence to reflect on the land records that whatever document you filed, people can go and see that document and know that you have a trust, know that you are foreign to the United States, even though you live in the jurisdiction, you're still foreign to the District of Columbia. That's the United States. 10-mile square radius. You have a different radius, and that's a block and lot. That's the jurisdiction. That's what separates you from the District of Columbia, is a block and lot. If you have a block and lot, now you have a jurisdiction, which makes you foreign to the United States. Straight up. Now, this is why you have to get a consultation, because we're getting you your block and lot, and we're showing you how to do it step by step in a consultation. That's what a lot of people are lacking: block and lot, especially those that don't have a mortgage, a house, a condo, or land. You need a block and lot, and we're showing you how to get it. Now, the consultations are not free. The consultation number is 407-300-5377. Okay? Now, to the extent the recorded document affects real property under applicable law based on your state. Now, what the recording alone does not do, recording a document does not automatically transfer ownership of real property unless the recorded instrument is one that legally transfers an interest, such as a deed. The deed can be the mortgage, the land deed, and that's what we're trying to get at. We're going to take this deep dive. Take this walk with me. Keep on tuning in. Keep on listening. I'm dropping you jewels from a whole nother fucking land, from a whole nother world right now, okay? Now, basically, create a lien unless the law recognizes the instrument as creating one. Convert the document into a UCC Article 9 certificated security. How are we going to convert the document into a UCC Article 9 certificated security? How are you going to convert a certificate of birth, okay, convert it into a document, into a UCC Article 9 certificated security? Please, can a guru please tell me, how can we convert our birth certificates into a UCC Article 9 certificated security? Please tell me. Please tell me. Because I done looked it up, and you cannot, because it's not governed under Article 8. Determine the legal validity or enforceability of every statement contained in the document. Okay, so what is your document? You have to have a cover page. The document is going to tell the county clerk everything about the document, the cover page. No cover page, the county clerk doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. Therefore, you get dismissed. You get sent away for lack of knowledge, for lack of having the right paperwork. So you can't blame the county clerk for anything. They're just doing their job. You haven't done your job. So the document type is, we're not going to get there. We're going to leave that one alone. You have to get a consultation. So, my people, to determine the legal effect of your specific document, the key question is how many pages is it? If a county clerk doesn't know how many pages your trust is, or whatever document you're trying to put on the land record, they can't record anything. They have to know. Now, what legal interest it purports to establish. What is your purpose? What is the purports? Whether it functions as a notice, whether it relates to a trust, fiduciary capacity, or another legal interest, and how it interacts with New York real law. Okay? Now, my people, proof of ownership of a certificated security or certificated stock depends on the issuer's records and the document itself. So, for a certificated security, you typically have to prove ownership by possessing the original document. The document identifying the issuer, the company or entity, your name or the trust name appearing as the registered owner on the document. You have to be the registered owner. The issuer's stock ledger or register matching the document. For certificated corporate stock, evidence of ownership commonly includes the original stock document. The corporation stock ledger showing you or your trust as the shareholder. Board resolutions authorizing the issuance of if it is applicable. A stock transfer record if the shares were transferred. If the trust owns the stock, the document might be issued in a form such as John Doe trustee of of John Doe Estate Trust. The corporation's record should also reflect the trust or trustee as the owner. What if the document is lost? Ownership can often still be established through the corporation's stock ledger, the transfer agent's records, a court process, or replacement of the document procedure, which may require an affidavit and an indemnity bond. Now, recorded documents versus your stock documents. So you have your document, to show evidence that the document was recorded in the public land records. That's your whole goal, is that you want to give notice. You want to stop being pulled over. You have to give notice. When you're giving notice and everything is on notice on record, now create that UCC of whatever it is. Put your vehicle in the UCC. Lay down the laws in that UCC. That is the UCC that you carry with you when you're driving. If you're walking, whatever, you better have that UCC on you, because you don't want to get scooped up. And normally, if you give the UCC UCC 1 of everything that you've done on the land record, the cop will take that UCC back, run it, and it will come up in their system. They will come back, have a nice day. Some cops may ask you, well, how did you do this? Take my class. Now, we get real deep. We take deep dives, my people. We, the people, us Pete, a United States private enterprise free state. Okay. Now, we have the trustee services. We have the executive services. We are a corporation. Okay. And if you want to buy shares in the corporation, give us a call. 407-300-5377. Now, you can put your corporation into your trust. You can do a lot with your trust. Now, it's a lot, my people. Give us a call because I'm about to be up and out of here. Because we always gotta tune in to the latest info of what these niggas is dropping to rectify the bullshit that they're telling you. So that's what we do here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Now, the reverse side commonly includes a stock assignment section where the owner can transfer the shares by endorsement. So you flip you flip over your document and you're going to endorse it. Okay? A stock ledger. The corporation maintains a stock ledger such as a certificate number. So my people, get into the class or get a consultation. 407 300 5377. Big up to all my people in the chat. I can't really pronounce your names. Cecilia, big up. 230, big up. DIEUTH, big up. Big up to all my people in the private chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another public announcement from the United States Private Enterprise Free State. 407 300 5377. Call us up for a consultation, or you can get into these classes. 407 300 5377. This has been another public announcement from the United States Private Enterprise Free State, acronym USPEFS, us peeps, the flag, our colors. We're on Facebook, Instagram, we're all over the place. Stay up, stay one, stay strong, and we are out.